process to win an NBA title.
You gotta want it more than them.
Every possession, give me everything you have. Get stronger every time down the court.
48 minutes, stay the course.
Here we go again.
Did you do your best today? All the boys are the best these days.
Nowitzki. Oh, what a top shot. It's Fisher in the corner. Oh, points in.
Half hour ago, Madison Square Garden, Chris Bosh arriving for duty. His wife Adrian delivered the couple's first child, Jackson, at 3 o'clock in the morning back in Miami. And Chris Bosh reporting and ready for duty. And after taking care of business in the first two in Miami, LeBron James and the Heat head to New York for Game 3, where without Amari Stoudemire, Carmelo Anthony and the Knicks will try to extinguish Miami's hopes for a 3-0 series lead. It's time for TNT NBA Tip-Off. It's presented by Autotrader.com. The Heat and the Knicks.
Mental mistakes. He's the guy you can't miss.
Well, I figured that they would put Novak in just for spacing, because just the same way you said that they're not allowing him to shoot, that means you got to stay with him. And if you stay with him, that creates another driving lane for maybe Landry Fields, who is the only other guy who can do something off the dribble other than Carmelo. So that driving lane is going to hopefully be created by having Steve Novak in the lineup.
And I think this series, Miami will have the man-up philosophy. You know, they're going to say, Carmelo, you're going to score 50, but we're not going to double-team you for you to kick it out the guy.
Well, and first of all, the only guy, the best, probably defensive player in the NBA is LeBron James. He can guard anybody. And they can leave him man-on-man against Carmelo. He can't stop him, but he can slow him down and make him use a ton of energy and wear him down as the game goes. I used to get more excited to play in LA because they had more stars. But New York, the Madison Square Garden, is self-explanatory.
The Heat and the Knicks, Game 3 in their best of 7.
Always bustling Times Square at 7th and 42nd in the heart of New York City. With the capacity-filled Madison Square Garden all dressed up and ready to go. Welcome everyone to the NBA playoffs on TNT and Game 3. As the defending Eastern Conference champion Miami Heat have a 2-0 lead on the 7th-seeded New York Knicks. Pleasure to be with you.
Well, Kevin, as you know, or may not know, Chris Bosh had a little boy early this morning. Jackson Anthony Bosh, born at 3:12 a.m. in Miami. He weighed in at 7 pounds, 9 ounces, 20.5 inches. But Chris Bosh had some more business to do after the doctors did their great job helping him and his wife deliver the baby. He got back on a plane, landed back here in New York at about 5 o'clock this evening, arrived at Madison Square Garden at 6:27. He says he feels great, and he's in the starting lineup tonight, Kevin.
He was big in Game 2 with 21 points and 4 rebounds. Let's take now a look at our starting lineups tonight here at the Garden in Game 3. And in essence, we've got 3 players for the New York Knicks starting in different positions tonight.
Well, no Amari Stoudemire, which means Carmelo Anthony moves down to that power forward position where they were 14-5 in his absence with the back injury. But it doesn't change for the Miami Heat. That just means LeBron James is still going to match up, and this is the premier matchup in this series.
Well, in Game 2 for the Miami Heat, they had 6 double-figure scores. And one of the things about Miami in that Game 2 win, 10, and they won Game 1 by 33. Dwayne Wade was the leading scorer with 25, and it was interesting as the game was going on because LeBron, who had 32 in Game 1, was almost deferring, saying, you know what, my partner's got the hot hand tonight. I'll facilitate, and we'll move that way, and they moved well.
Well, that somewhat tells you the brilliance of LeBron James. He understands when someone has it going on his team, he's not going to force the issue. Dwayne Wade started Game 2 on fire offensively, getting low post position on Landry Fields, and then he picked up his offense as the game went on.
There's a look at Amari Stoudemire. All of you now pretty much know the story of him taking his left hand in the wake of a loss in Game 2 in Miami and slamming it against a metal and glass encased fire extinguisher in the hallway from the court to the New York Knicks locker room. He had a severe gash in that left hand, his non-shooting hand, tore a muscle. They had surgery when they got back to New York after closing a bleeding. Knicks, who were down by as many as 9, come back to tie, closing on a 9-0 run. It's game 3 in the best of 7. Miami and New York. These are the playoffs on TNT. To bring it to a 4-point game at the half.
And this is too easy a pass to Dwayne Wade, and it's all about closing quarters. You talk about a 7-0 run for the Heat to cut into that deficit to 4.
Without 3 starters, the New York Knicks have carved a lead at halftime over second-seeded Miami. We take a break, then take you to the Sprint halftime in Atlanta on TNT. The second seed Miami Heat. The Knicks have led by as many as 11. LeBron's playing with 4 fouls. Wade caught fire in the 3rd. We go to the 4th with Miami on top of New York. 58-56 on TNT. Came up big in the 4th quarter. LeBron had 17 in the 4th. Wade had a 12-point 3rd. And Miami has defeated the New York Knicks and gone up 3-0 in this series. Coming up next, game 3 between the Thunder and the Mavs. After a quick break, we take you to the voice of the NBA, Marv Albert in Dallas.
It's a play.
Because the Knicks are in a 3-0 hole. No Amari Stoudemire in game 3 against the Heat.
Give me that. Oh, punch
There's
city.
the defensive player of the year, Tyson Chandler.
Punch city.
Well, the good thing about it, he's going to get a chance to play a lot of defense with this team. There's going to be people going to come at him every play.
Oh,
here's an early 10-0 run.
That is total disrespect.
Baby!
That's total disrespect right there.
To the king!
When you break it out, Rucker League plays in the middle of a playoff, you don't respect the other team.
Well, they are in New York.
Hey, the Knicks with a 14-0 run, bridging the 1st and 2nd quarters. Mike Bibby cans along with the Miami Heat go about 10 minutes without a field goal.
Oh, I can't wait to see Daryl at the hotel tomorrow. We're gonna come back. We're gonna win 4 straight games.
For all those who don't know, Daryl's just a guy that he met in the hotel.
Yeah. So Daryl's the biggest Knicks fan in the world.
Okay. But
I'll tell Spike
Lee we're dropping another name.
Well, nobody knows who Daryl is. Nobody knows who Daryl is. Not even his own family.
J.R. Smith with the finish, part of a 9-0 run. They had a 10-point lead. The lead was 4 at the half. Then D. Wade has 12 of his points in the 3rd quarter.
Talk about LeBron and what he did in the 4th, but every great team has a great 1-2 punch, and D-Wade is that complimentary player. When LeBron got in foul trouble, he took over the 3rd quarter.
Indeed, he did. You saw Melo right there at 22 points, but he shot 23 times. New York down 2, going to the 4th, and LeBron scores the first 8 points of the 4th quarter and scores Miami's first 11.
Oh, my goodness. But he says, I'm trying to keep us in it. I'm trying to keep us within 10.
Was that better than that Starks baseline on the Bulls?
No.
All right, just checking.
The moment, the energy, and what it meant.
Oh, my goodness.
LeBron, 17 of his 32 coming in the 4th. And Mario Chalmers, huge contribution.
The others, the Miami others.
5 out of 8 from the promised land. And we close it out with another.
Oh, come on, man. Stop talking with him. Oh, man, just stop it. Don't treat him like that.
Knicks getting extinguished. It is 3-0 in that series now, 87-70.
We're going to have some free days next week.
The final score. Miami just shaking off that rough start and then just blowing New York away.
It's game 5 in that series, Ernie.
In the second half. I know it. I'll tell you, game 4 is Sunday in New York.
Well, then that make it Tuesday. We off Tuesday, y'all.
Game 5 is scheduled for Wednesday.
Oh, we off Wednesday then.
In Miami. 60 turnovers in the 3 games.
Actually, that's
for
good.
The
I
New
can
York
sit home
Knicks.
and chill and watch Modern Family.
And they have lost a record 13 straight postseason
I love
games.
my man Cam.
Modern Family is good, but so is David Aldridge. Here he goes.
Thanks very much. Kevin Harlan and Reggie Miller talked about you guys maybe smelling some blood in the water tonight. Was that the case, especially after your first half?
In our first half, we didn't play Miami Heat basketball, and we was down 4. So we knew we had a chance to come out in the third quarter and the fourth quarter. And if we got to our game, didn't turn the ball over as much, including myself, I take a lot of responsibility on turning the ball over tonight. Too many turnovers, but we knew we could crawl back and make it a game.
You came back in the fourth quarter after getting in foul trouble, and immediately 15 and 17 in the fourth quarter. What did you see out there that allowed you to attack?
I got a lot of rest. I'm not used to coming out that early in the third. Spo usually let me play the whole third, but I got in the foul trouble, so I was able to analyze my guys. D-Wade caught fire. We made some shots in the third, and I was able to come in the fourth with a lot of energy and was able to make a couple buckets.
You know, I think they just try to make it hard for me, make my catches hard out there, beat me up as much as they can. I heard the bench yelling, keep beating them up, keep beating them up.
We have a short rotation right now, but that's what it is. And that's what it has to be. But you gotta give them credit. We fought hard tonight and they just beat us.
We dedicated the game to Jackson Bosch, dedicated to him, and throughout the game I was letting CB know that his son was, even if his eyes was closed, he was still watching his dad try to perform at a high level. So, we give a lot of credit to him showing up tonight.
Miami Heat win at 87-70. Hennessy never stop, never settle. LeBron and the Knicks in the fourth quarter. LeBron outscores New York on his own 17-14, hitting half his shots, couple from deep, and it's the Miami Heat in a rout, 87-70. The way this shakes out right now, they're the number 2 seed, so in the next round they get either Indiana or Orlando, assuming that they're able to put the Knicks away. What do you make of Miami's road now to the Eastern Conference Finals and the NBA Finals?
That Indiana team is going to be very difficult. They're deep. They're very deep. And Miami is going to obviously be favored, but their 2 best players are wing players, Dwayne obviously and the great LeBron James. Well, let me tell you something. Danny Granger can flat out play. Paul George can flat out play. To me, the key to that series is going to be Roy Hibbert. He's going to have a decided advantage over Joel Anthony. He's going to have to play very well if they're going to beat Miami. But I think that's going to be a very good series. People sleep on the Pacers because we don't show them a lot. They got a terrific coach. But I'm really looking forward to that series.
What is the head shake from the big fella?
They're not ready yet. Indiana's not ready yet. Orlando's not ready yet. Miami is ready. This is Dr. O'Neill's blueprint. Listen to it. The way you win a championship, 3 ways, Chuck. You got to have the right system. You got to have a 1-2 punch that complements each other, and you got to have others. Miami has all 3 right now. They're playing well on all cylinders. If they keep doing the right thing, they can win the championship unless they face the Spurs.
The biggest problem they got is the 2 problems that cost them last year against Dallas in the finals. They don't have size. Tyson Chandler he was fantastic. They don't handle size well. That's why I factor in the Roy Hibbert. If he dominates, but also, man, if
Roy Hibbert is a jump shooter.
Hold on for a second. I'm not done. And if LeBron or Dwayne get in any type of foul trouble, and like I say, Paul George and Danny Granger can go at them. They are not going to be passive. Because Indiana bench, David West, he's the guy you can put toward LeBron or Dwayne Wade. They got a bunch of bodies, so their depth could be the difference in the series.